Hello and welcome to another episode of Unmasking Mum, the podcast, with your host Anna Bonasera, where we answer all of your questions that you might have researched, you might have put into ChatGPT, you might have Googled, you might be asking, looking in books, TikToking, whatever it is, of why do you do this? Or is this normal? We like to think we answer all those questions here. We, as in just me, currently. And if you have any questions that I haven't answered yet, and you have, I'd love to hear them for suggestions. Today, we are going to be talking about routines. Do we find routines so goddamn hard? I don't know about you, but routines is one of the things that I've always been like, yes, right, I've got this like new shiny whiteboard or printout thing that I'm going to use and stick to, and I'm going to go for it and I'm going to use it every day. I'm going to stick to this schedule. I'm going to be really organized. I'm going to eat really healthy. I'm going to work out all the time, and the routine just drops in whatever area it is in your life as well. There's like so many different areas where you could have routine, but it's something that I've always struggled to, and I've always kind of thought, why? Like, why me? Why can't I do it, but other people can? Why do I find it so difficult? And why can other people just stick to it? And it's not until I realised that I had ADHD and that it was a trait of ADHDers that we struggle so much to stick to routines, that I realised that it wasn't just a personality flaw all along. It's not just a me thing, it's an everyone thing. Well, an everyone ADHD thing. So why is it that happens? Why can't we stick to routines? Our brains do not work the same way. We are not motivated in the same way. And we don't create dopamine like other people's brains do. The idea of a routine and doing the same thing every day is actually really boring. It doesn't provide the extra dopamine that we need. And that's why we struggle to stick to them, as well as other things like getting overwhelmed. And I don't know about you, but like, I always used to use this example of when Reels started being a thing. I was doing a business where I was printing t-shirts, like confidence slogans, statement tees, we called them, if you've been around that long. Thank you. They were brilliant and I loved it. And I just started getting into Reels, and someone was doing a 30-day challenge. Every day for 30 days, you're going to do a reel. I was like, yes, I'm in. I'm going to do this. I'm going to crack Reels. I'm going to stick to this every day for 30 days. Count me in. It got to the third day and something happened with the kids. I can't remember what it was. This was during the middle towards the end of COVID time. And so I had 4 kids at home and I was trying to run this business and I was trying to then learn how to promote more on social media. I've always been into editing videos and stuff. I did film and I loved editing when I did film in A-levels. But yeah, trying to stay consistent. I got to day three and I didn't do the video. And the next morning, I just remember waking up feeling the utter disappointment, the shame, and just the self-criticising of not being able to just stick. Why can't I just do it? Just a reel. Why can't I just stick to it? And that kind of loop then that I was in, it then meant that I didn't actually do another one. I think it was 2 weeks until I did another reel because I'd missed one day. And I didn't know back then that I was ADHD. But if I look at myself now and I drop something, I know that my brain works differently and that I'm not going to be able to stick to things that other people stick to. It's overwhelming. I have a lot going on in my life as well. I am so much kinder to myself. Those stories I tell in my head of I'm a failure. Why can't I just be like everyone else? All that jazz. Minimal. Not gone. I was going to say gone, but let's not lie. Minimal. I can catch them in the moment. I can stop that spiral, and that's really connected to RSD as well, rejected sensitivity dysphoria. That spiral of RSD is massive in my mind, and being able to stop it because I understand myself. I know my boundaries. I know the strategies that do work. I can see now, I can analyze and step back and reflect on what went wrong. And we're going to talk about this in a minute in terms of my routine of what I realized this week. But the repetition, it's we need it. I always feel like I'm this contradictory, and I potentially am autistic. I've got autistic traits, but I'm not got a diagnosis. But I always feel like I'm a tug of war. I need the routine and the structure, but also I get bored of it really quickly and I lose interest in it. So I feel like I'm in this tug of war of I'm so much better when I'm in a routine. I feel like I can get more stuff done. I feel more productive. I feel less overwhelmed. But then I get bored of it and I want to change things up. So yes, routine. Now, going to my routines that I've realised that have really struggled with, I'm realising why I struggle with as well. Now, this is something that's probably going to be across the board for a lot of us. I reckon most of us have this struggle. Lunch boxes. Doing the lunch boxes. It's not just me. I feel like this is an ADHD thing to hate. I hate doing packed lunches. And this is the first year where I am having to do 3 packed lunches a day, 4 days a week, basically. And this is like the first year I'm doing this. So I have really worked on my routine to help me in the morning. The morning has been my biggest stressor, my biggest trigger point of my emotional dysregulation, because I have 5 children to get out of the house, and I have children who have unpredictable mornings. Like, we could have a really smooth morning, doesn't happen very often, but most of the time it is challenging, it is chaotic, and I can't predict how my children are going to be. Especially, like, my twins are learning disabled, one in particular, like, mornings is just, he needs a lot of extra help. He is 12 years old and it is like I'm having to fight a toddler to get ready. Or a drunk person where they're just like limp and don't move. So yeah, it's challenging in the mornings. So I've worked really hard over the past 2 years to make really small changes over and over again. Not something that I've tried to jump in and change everything all at once, which is something we love to do as ADHDers. I've tried to do little steps so that it is something I can sustain. And again, when I don't do that routine, because I now understand my brain, I find it much easier to go back into. So I'm going to tell you a story. I've probably told you this before. If you've been here for a while, you've probably heard this, but my house almost set on fire. That is the vision I had in my mind, okay? So I used to every night put the dishwasher on before bed. I'd go to sleep, I'd wake up in the morning, it'd be clean, and either I'd just take things out of it as I needed it, or I'd empty it in the morning, which would take a bit more time, add a bit more to my morning. At this point, I'm only making 1 packed lunch a day, but I was doing it in the morning alongside. So again, quite a lot of things to do, pack all the bags, sort out all the children, etc. One morning I came down the stairs and I could just hear this noise, and it was my dishwasher. My dishwasher had been gurning like that all night. My life, my children's life, my house, my pets' lives flashes before my eyes, and I'm like, the house could have set on fire. That is the vision I had. The house setting on fire, us all in our sleep. Terrifying, okay? It really got me. And that vision, not the actual thing, but the vision was enough to change my whole evening routine to make my morning routine better. Now, I love using this phrase, and I first saw it on TikTok and I have no idea who the creator was, so shout out to them. But this phrase really made a big difference. When I first heard it, I didn't use it. I was like, oh, okay. But then when I had this vision, it really helped me. So it is, what can I do today that future Anna is going to thank me for? So I would literally, sometimes like I'll look around the house and I'll just say it. And I'll just see little areas that I could just tidy, put a few things away, put a few things in a box to go upstairs, just so it's less overwhelming and it's something that's going to help me. So I do that in the mornings now. So I change my routine after dinner time, whether it's for the kids. Sometimes I eat later on with my husband, sometimes I eat with the kids. But after dinner for the kids, the dishwasher goes on. And it now is not on overnight because I can't face it. And that routine, that change in routine really made a big difference. I then was trying to empty the dishwasher before bed and started to do the snacks for the twins' bags. Now they have cooked dinners, thank God. So there's 2 less I have to do. But they have snacks, I have to do drinks for them, and I have to write in their book. So I started getting that prepared, and the dishwasher. That transformed my mornings then. That made such a big difference, and it made mornings so easier. Then January, we hit January after Christmas. We had 2 weeks of sickness before Christmas. I had Christmas where my husband was working all of it, and that really impacted on us as a family, just like missing him, missing those moments. I felt really awful for him. We did have a lovely Christmas, but it was just a lot doing it all on my own, having him working, and then the transition of back to school. And when I'm going into a new year, it always throws me off as well, because the anniversary of my dad's death is the beginning of February, and when I enter a new year, it just really hits me that it's another year without him. So my emotions were all over the place, and I hit burnout, and we talked about this on the podcast. And one of the things that was definitely triggering me was the mornings. Just starting my morning off so overwhelmed, doing 3-pack lunches, getting everyone ready, all the things. So it took me having my mentee B to be in that place of like, it's not a vision, it's the actual, low, the actual rock bottom point for me to realise, okay, I need to do something about it. And what I realised was it was the fact that I'm now doing 3-pack lunches and not one in the morning. It's a lot. So I took a step back and I had a think and I had a look. Why can't I do them in the evening? Why can I not make that a part of my routine? And do you know what the answer was? It's the same thing as my washing routine, okay? Maybe we should talk about that as well. It's because I'm saying I'm going to do the packed lunches before bed. Now, once I finally got all the children to sleep, which is a very long process because I have different children going to sleep at different times, so I'm literally up and down the stairs sorting everyone out and trying to eat and trying to work some evenings. When I actually finally sat down after they're all in bed, I don't want to then get up and it's a stop. I'm stopping, and that transition to then starting again. So what I do instead is when I'm cooking the kids' dinner, whether I'm eating with them or not, either after I've finished cooking for them and served it up or after I've finished eating with them, I will then just get back up again because I'm going to put things in the dishwasher anyway, and I will do the packed lunches then. So I'm not stopping. It's like that flow, that inflow. And it's the same with my washing routine. One of the things I always really struggled with was washing. It would end up sitting in the washing machine for days, stinking. I'd have to then rewash it. I have a dryer, so even like just transferring it from the washing machine to the dryer, something was stopping me being able to do that. That transition. It's not in flow. What was it? I had nothing to transfer it. I needed empty baskets to be able to transfer it. And even then, when I had empty baskets, the baskets were getting full. They were literally probably right here where I am now in my bedroom. They were taking up my floor. And there would just be baskets and baskets of clean washing because, again, I had no routine. I had nowhere for it to go. It was stopping. There was no flow. So I now have a whole washing routine. Again, doesn't always work, but most of the time it does. I bought myself a unit from IKEA, okay? I've done a post on this before and I can show you a picture of it. I don't know what the name of it is. But I measured that this IKEA unit was big enough to put the IKEA washing baskets on. So I have 5 tiers of washing baskets. I have 6 baskets, okay? So I have one. So what I do is washing goes in, it comes out in a basket, it transfers over to the dryer, goes in the dryer, another load goes on. Then when that's done, empty washing basket is ready for the dry clothes. It then goes up on the shelf and then it continues, the cycle continues. Now, the idea is I wash during the week, or sometimes I just do like 5 loads of washing Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And on Sunday evening or Sunday at some point, depending on how organised I've been with my washing that day, I will then dump it all onto my bed, put the TV on or put a podcast on or put music on, and I will then separate everything. So I don't fold it. I will, to begin with, just put it all into separate baskets. So a twin basket, Jordan, I just normally have a pile. Mila and Spencer, Nathaniel. We all have like a pile or a basket or a bag. Mostly baskets. I try and keep it to the baskets. It's just easier to transfer. And when it's done, then if I don't have the energy, it's organised. So we go into Monday and I've got it organised. I've got it ready. I've got it there. So I know if someone's like, I don't have pants, I don't have socks, I don't have this, I don't have that. I know, go to this basket, get it out. If I have the energy and the time and the mental capacity, I will fold it and put it away in their baskets, in their rooms. And well, I make the eldest do it himself and the husband. But the littlies and the twins, I do it for them because that ain't getting done otherwise. So yes, that inflow system. And then the idea is I go into Monday and hopefully I've emptied the baskets. That's the bit where I get stuck. If I haven't emptied it, I try and do it within the week, so then I do have them empty to then continue that. But it's that inflow, and I think that's something that is big for everyone. I think you could definitely take a look and see in your life what is something that you struggle with, that is a stress point that triggers you emotionally, and what is it about it? Is there a stop motion? Do you need some kind of flow? Do you need to habit stack it? Like kind of like the cooking is kind of habit stacking sort of with the making the packed lunches. So there's just 2 examples of routines that I have changed, and I really think that inflow theory has made a big difference. And I'd love to hear, has it made a big difference for you too? What could you use it? Tell me, share. Thank you so much for listening today. I hope that was helpful. And it's half term next week, so I'm recording this in advance. So you're listening to this during half term. So I hope you're surviving. If you have enjoyed this episode or any of the episodes, please do follow, subscribe, whatever it is on the channel, whichever you're watching on. Share it with a friend, comment, leave a review. It really does help. Keeps me motivated to keep going as well. So I love hearing your story as well. I've actually had 2 people message me different things. One thing funny, one thing nice. So it's really good to hear that. Even if it's only a few of you listening, it's making a difference. That makes me happy. Thank you for listening to Unmasking Mum, the podcast. And I look forward to seeing you, hearing you, being with you very soon. Bye-bye.